Two uncles of new Home Secretary Sajid Javid have been accused of running a cash-for-visa scam targeting migrants who wanted to get into Britain. His relatives are alleged to have conned people in Pakistan out of money after promising to obtain documents which did not materialize. One of the uncles is also understood to have offered to help Pakistanis enter Britain by arranging marriages for cash. Family of new Home Secretary Sajid Javid, pictured left, including Uncle Khalid Abdul Hamid, pictured right, have been accused of running a cash-for-visa scam targeting migrants. Sajid Javid, far right, then only 25, attending the 1995 wedding of his brother Basit Center in the northeastern Pakistani city of Lahore, where the MOS has been told UK study had a second office. Basit is now a superintendent with West Midlands Police. On the left is Abdul Ghani Javid, Sajid's father, who died in 2012 in Bristol aged 70 last night. Those who handed over money for visas told the Mail on Sunday they had not received the documents, with one saying he was given fake papers instead. The allegations could be embarrassing for Mr. Javid, who was last week appointed Home Secretary with the task of sorting out the government's tangled immigration policy after Amber Rudd was forced to resign over the Windrush scandal. The alleged racket was run by Abdul Majid, who lived in Pakistan until his death 7 years ago, and brother Khalid Abdul Hamid, 69, who now lives in Bristol. Mr. Hamid last night said a few student visas has been successfully arranged but denied claims of a scam as lies designed to target Mr. Javid. According to some residents in the village of Lasauri in northeastern Pakistan, where Mr. Javid's family still own a home, the two men had been arranging visas for would-be migrants since the 1990s, and in 2006, Mr. Majid set up a company called UK Study, based in nearby Rajana. The Mail on Sunday has been told that, as well as offering English lessons, the firm helped students wishing to travel to Britain and other European countries to get visas. Related articles. Previous one. Next, Britain could be trapped in the EU's customs union until, from lung cancer to cabinet in just 4 months. Hal James. Share this article. Share. On one occasion it is alleged that Mr. Majid said he could help people get to Britain by arranging marriages in the UK. This newspaper spoke to 3 people who claimed they handed over money to Mr. Hamid but never received the paperwork they paid for. Retired farmer Mukhtar Mesa, 70, who lives in Lasauri, said he sold his prized tractor to pay the £160 fee but was given documents he was later told were forgeries. He said, "I was told I would be sent to England for better work opportunities and was duped into paying around 25,000 rupees, £160. I was then given some visa documents, but everybody I showed it to said the papers were fake. I was told I could pay the rest of the visa money once I arrived in England. So I never went abroad." Retired schoolteacher Abdul Hamid Kazir, 78, said he paid £1,270 in 2006 in the hope of coming to Britain, but no visa materialized. He said, "I was promised a visa and gave the money but I got no visa in the end and no money back. I was angry. I sold tractor to pay for a UK visa." Farmer Mukhtar Mesa, 70, who lives in Lasauri, sold his tractor to pay the £160 fee for a UK visa but claims he was given documents he was told were forgeries. Massa said, "I was told I would be sent to England for better work opportunities and was duped into paying around 25,000 rupees, about £160. I was told I could pay the rest of the money once I arrived in England. I was then given some visa documents but everybody said the papers were fake. So I never went abroad." Farmer Mukhtar Mesa, 70, from Lasauri. Businessman Shahid Iqbal, 42, who lives in the Pakistani capital Islamabad, said Hamid and Majid spoke excellent English and many students used to go to them to study English. I was so angry. I realized I'd lost my cash. Businessman Shahid Iqbal, 42, who lives in Pakistan capital Islamabad, said Hamid and Majid spoke excellent English and many students used to go to them to study English. Hamid said he had sent some people to England for work and could also send me if I gave him money. I paid him £320, but he never sent me abroad. He never gave me any receipt or any other document. When I realized I had lost the money, I was very angry. Shahid Iqbal, 42, from Islamabad. Hamid said he had sent some people to England for work and could also send me if I gave him money. He never gave me any receipt or any other document. I paid him £320, but he never sent me abroad. When I realized I had lost the money, I was very angry. We are poor people. I gave £1,200 but was left with nothing. Retired schoolteacher Abdul Hamid Kazir, 78, who lives in a village near Lesori, said he paid over £1,200 in 2006 in the hope of coming to Britain, but no visa materialized. I was promised a visa and gave the money, but I got no visa in the end and no money back. I gave Hamid around 200,000 rupees, £1,270, and then he vanished. At that time his brother Majid died and I lost contact with the family. I was angry. Nobody arranged my visit to England or returned my money. Abdul Hamid Kazir, 78, from near Lesori. Khalid Mahmood, 59, a trader in farming products from Lesori, claimed Hamid offered to arrange marriages so men could obtain a spouse visa. He used to tell youngsters that he would marry them off and get visas for England. He said Hamid told many people he could send them to England, but it never happened. Saifur Rahman, who comes from Rajana and now lives in Bristol, said he had once visited the brother's office in Pakistan where Mr. Majid told him, "We are arranging marriage in the UK." The claims were backed up by Haji Tahir, vice chairman of Lesori Union Council, the equivalent of a local council leader, who said he had received complaints against Mr. Hamid and Mr. Majid. He said, "People in the area told me that they felt cheated. They said it was a so-called immigration network which has taken money from several people by telling them that they will be sent abroad." Mr. Hamid last night confirmed that his brother Mr. Majid had run a business arranging student visas. He said that at times he had helped his brother, but he strenuously denied any wrongdoing, adding, "I never heard my brother cheating anyone." He claimed that the allegations were an attempt to smear Mr. Javid. He said, "It's absolutely lies, because they are saying it against my nephew. It's all rubbish. I don't believe it. They are telling lies." Mr. Hamid added, "My brother ran the business from Rajana and Lahore, helping with student visas," adding that he occasionally worked with him too. When asked how many students he helped to send to the UK and other countries, Mr. Hamid said that it was just a few, adding that his brother closed the business down about 2 years before his death. Mr. Hamid added that he once worked at the British consulate in Mirpur in Pakistan and moved to the UK after marrying a British woman he met there. A spokeswoman for Mr. Javid said last night he knew absolutely nothing about the claims concerning his uncles. Asked if Mr. Javid knew they ran an immigration business, and if so, whether he had informed Mrs. May on being appointed Home Secretary, the spokeswoman declined to elaborate. She said Mr. Javid's earlier denial covers it. Theresa May introduced a tough student visa regime when she was Home Secretary, as she believed too many overseas students were illegally overstaying once their courses finished. The government has repeatedly tightened the rules, although Mrs. May's tough stance is a source of cabinet tension. She has resisted pressure from fellow ministers, including Boris Johnson, to remove them from official immigration statistics. Mr. Javid was appointed Home Secretary on Monday after Amber Rudd was forced to resign after unintentionally misleading MPs over deportation targets. In his first common speech in his new post, Mr. Javid disowned the government's controversial hostile environment approach to illegal immigrants but vowed to continue efforts to curb numbers. Sympathizing with those hit by the Windrush scandal, he said, like the Caribbean Windrush generation, my parents came to this country from the Commonwealth in the 1960s. They too came to help rebuild this country. When I heard that people who are outstanding pillars of their community were being impacted simply for not having the right documents to prove their legal status in the UK, I thought it could be my mum, my brother, my uncle, even me. Student visa system is open to abuse. Overseas students provide a valuable source of income for UK universities, but there have long been fears that the system is being abused. Anyone from outside Europe who wants to study for a degree here has to be offered a place on a course, pay £348 for a Tier 4 student visa, pass an English test, and then pay up to £18,000 annually in tuition fees, twice the normal rate. Latest figures show that 312,669 EU students are here, and it has been claimed that all international students contribute £20 billion a year to the economy. But in 2014, an undercover BBC investigation alleged that a network of agents was helping people cheat English tests, overstate their qualifications, and obtain fake documents. Suspected bogus colleges were shut down and their students deported, although lawyers and some MPs now claim many were innocent victims of fraud. Separately, Prime Minister Theresa May warned in a tough conference speech in 2015 that many people were illegally staying in Britain after they graduated. However, a study published last summer found that just 4,600 students overstayed their visas in a year, far fewer than claimed. The Prime Minister is under pressure to remove students from immigration figures.
Tell me where the freaks at.